Hello, Claire Ben Mini users group, and on my users, Christine Byer. I am just doing a quick video as promised on the Sculplla. Dang it, can you see that? The Sculplla Stem Cell Mist, right? Sorry that it's sideways. And I'm getting this product hopefully by Thursday or Friday this week. They said they were shipping it after the 20th. So for those of you who have ordered it or considering ordering it, the Sculplla Mist is what I send people home with. Well, I haven't gotten it yet, but what I will be sending people home with, and who do the Sculplla mask. Now, the Sculplla mask contains poly-L-lactic acid, and poly-L-lactic acid, and the abbreviation for that is PLLA, and that is why it is named Sculplla, PLLA. And poly-L-lactic acid is liquid sutures. And it's also the main ingredient in the injectable, the filler Sculptra. Sculptra is interesting, and poly-lactic acid is interesting because it stimulates the skin. Once it's in the skin, it stimulates it to produce more collagen. It's not the kind of filler like Juvederm or whatever that you put in and boom, you have more volume right away. It doesn't work like that. You actually have the injections. I had them done like 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. And what happens is you get the injections, you get a little swollen from the injections, and then your skin goes back to baseline like the next day, 2 days later. And then over the next 1 to 2 months, sometimes longer, your skin produces collagen in reaction to the stimulatory response of the poly-L-lactic acid. So it works completely differently than most fillers. However, if you get too much in one area, they have what they call the 5, 5, and 5, where you're supposed to massage 5 times a day for 5 minutes for 5 days, right? Because they don't want you to get little nodules and stuff. And I actually ended up getting one here, but it's pretty much gone. So this is fantastic because the Sculplla Mist and the Sculplla mask, the treatment that comes in from the outside, it pushes the poly-L-lactic acid, which is liquid bandage, liquid sutures, onto the face through the hair follicles, right? And it forms like this tent with the tent poles being inside the hair follicles. It forms like this little, shrink wraps the face, but you can't see it, and you really can't even feel it. It's just bizarre. And that is what stimulates the skin 24/7 to produce more collagen. And I did it last Sunday, and I wanted to do it yesterday. Today's Monday. I wanted to do it yesterday too, but I said, no, I'm going to wait 2 weeks and see what happens, because they say if you have a younger skin to not do this, every week. So the deal is with Sculplla, with the mask, you do it once, results can last 5 to 6 weeks, right? One time. And that's phenomenal for something an esthetician can do. I mean, something that lasts 5 to 6 weeks is pretty amazing. If you do it once a week for 3 weeks, the results last 5 months, up to 5 months. So this is very interesting because what happens is the skin is in a constant state of rejuvenation in response to the stimulation of the poly-L-lactic acid. And when you think about it, when they use it internally for, during operations and such, they want to put dissolvable sutures that will stimulate collagen production so that those internal wounds can heal. So that's exactly what's happening here, only on the outside of our skin, and in a gentle way, because poly-L-lactic acid as dissolvable sutures has been used since I think the 50s is what I'm hearing. So very long time in surgery. It's a very safe, biodegradable product, ingredient that this mask has actually been in use in Korea for 8 years, and we're just now getting it here. So the mist came to me because a lot of gals were saying that their hands were looking really good. Estheticians on the Sculplla group were talking about how they're going to have to change hands that they spray with because the hand they hold over the eyes was looking really young. And I looked at my hand, I was like, oh my God. And I have a little sunspot and it's almost completely gone. That's sort of my gauge on this hand. So I thought, what if I did it to my clients that couldn't get the treatment? Because everybody's going gaga and wants the treatment, but for whatever reason, I had one client who couldn't get it because she had just worked out and she's like, I have to take a shower. So after a Sculplla treatment, there's no getting your face wet, there's no sweating, no washing your face, getting caught in the rain for 12 hours post-treatment. And then for the next 3 days, you don't want to do any exfoliation or use any actives. So no neogenesis, no retin A, nothing active on the skin, no exfoliation. And that's for 3 days post-treatment. Now, when you have the mist, it's not going to be as intense as getting a regular treatment. But just because I noticed that my hands were looking so much better, and I was like, that's crazy, because I didn't do like microcurrent over it. I just sprayed it on and forgot about it. And then we started to notice this. So this is the beauty of this. Even if you can't get a treatment, you can go in and use this on a regular basis. And some of it does absorb. And this actually has the nitrogen or the hydrogen in it, because the Sculplla mask is a 2-step process where we put on a serum that feels a lot like this, only, thicker, more viscous. A lot of the same ingredients. And then on top of that, we put a sheet mask, which is encapsulated hydrogen, which pushes the product into the face over a 30-minute period. So this actually has some nitrogen or some hydrogen in it, and that will help sort of self-push it in. And the beauty of this is that you can use it any time of day. And the instructions say, although they're in Korean, they say you can use it right over makeup, which is kind of crazy. But if you want to get like as close as you can get results to like doing or getting a Sculplla mask, facial filler mask treatment, then you would go in and you would do your mini and use the mist as a conductive gel. So I hope this hasn't been too wordy. I feel like I'm confusing people. There's the Sculplla mask, there's the Sculplla mist, and this is the accompanying product that all my clients go home with as soon as I get it, to prolong the results of a professional Sculplla facial filler mask treatment. Okay, so, and what I've noticed on clients that I've done this to, for whatever reason couldn't get the full treatment, is that when they leave, and I'll do 2 minis on them at once, right? When they leave, their face looks slightly pink and it looks expanded in a way that only the Sculplla mask people look, after they're done. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. But I also have them under an LED panel. So that would be kind of a lot to do to yourself. But I think if you were to do this or use it as your conductive gel, you would definitely start to see a difference. And they call this the Botox mist in Korea, and I guess they have a hard time keeping it in stock, which is why I've been fighting to get more and more. They keep selling more and more, and I need some for my clients too. But so that's it. I don't know if that answers all your questions. I mean, this is early days for me too. I can start to see where that's penetrating. That is typical because it's very activating. The polylactic acid is very activating. But the mist itself is just hydrating and soothing. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. So I'll let you know how this works, how this goes, but I can definitely see that that's starting to do the post-Sculplla thing. And don't worry about the redness, it will subside. I mean, unless you're a super sensitive person, and then I would just use less or just use it as a toner and not use it as a conductive medium with your mini. So I hope that helps. I hope I answered everybody's questions. I hope I wasn't all over the place. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.